It's hard to be unhappy in South Beach, right? Well, that appears to be the case with Dwayne Wade. After the Heat dropped its 5th straight game Saturday, Wade voiced his frustration about the team's predictability on offense. 2 days later, the 6-time All-Star took the mic again, this time to set the record straight about his relationship with head coach Erik Spoelstra.
You know, one thing about this league you understand is that, everyone knows, what they have to do. Everyone knows their role. When you go through tough stages, no matter what team you are, in this league, when you lose games, then you start questioning yourself, and you start questioning things, and then it becomes chatter. It's misconstrued because, I don't have a problem with Coach at all. Me and Coach, we talk a lot. Me and him are on one page with each other, so it's misconstrued because if I had something to say to him, I would say it to him. So it's not much to write about right now with the Heat, so I understand that as well. But one thing I will always say, I never point out no one. I know that we all imperfect human beings, and it's always we. When we win, it's we. When we lose, it's we. Sometimes you come out and you take the personal blame for moments or decisions you make in the game, but at the end of the day, we all lose together. We all win together.
Well, Bon, it sounds like one of this summer's big free agents is losing faith in the Heat, doesn't it?
Yeah, Tony, and it's understandable. I mean, Dwayne Wade doesn't have any players around him. They just don't have what it takes, and we sort of knew this going in, and that's why some teams that are out there are hopeful that they can pry Dwayne Wade out of South Florida, even though he won a championship there, and even though Pat Riley's there. Pat Riley perfectly capable, Tony, as you know, of remaking a team on the fly in a hurry by attracting somebody. But he may have to do that in order to keep Dwayne Wade from leaving.
Do you know what this sounds like to me?
What's that?
This sounds like Dwayne Wade complaining, get rid of this coach. Get him out of here. And he just neutered the coach, basically, and said to Pat Riley, you come back and coach me. You did that once before, and we won a championship that way. And you have to care about Dwayne Wade's temperature, even if he's whining and complaining, because if you don't keep him, you don't have a franchise.
No, you don't have much, Tony,
right?
Unless you sign some other guys. I don't know how you can attract them without Dwayne Wade, even though you've got South Beach. This is an important – look, what happens in Miami is going to perhaps set the whole thing in motion for the free agency.
I think it's a total shot at Spoelstra. Total.
Monta Ellis and the Warriors taking on the Dallas Mavericks in Oakland, and this one would start a whole lot better than it would finish for Golden State here. Midway through the first, that's Ellis finding the range from downtown, and then with the first quarter winding down, Ellis with the nice finger roll in transition. Monte had 15 in the first quarter. Second quarter now, the Mavericks down a dozen. Jason Terry dropping the dime to Drew Gooden on the baseline. That pulled Dallas back within 10. Now we go to the fourth. It's the Warriors by 4. Jason Kidd setting up Jason Terry, and JT is wet from downtown. He had a game-high 36. That pulled the Mavs within 1 later. Kidd to Dirk Nowitzki for the layup. Yes, and a foul there. Dirk had 15, but he made him count. Later in the fourth, the Mavs up 7, and scary moment here. Ellis, the drive, he gets the hoop, but goes down hard on the play, clutches at the left knee. He would leave the game and did not return. And then later in the fourth, Mavs looking for a dagger, and Jason Kidd delivers it from the wing. Jay Kidd had 17 points to go with 12 dimes. Mavs win at Golden State, 127-117. And now time for the dunks of the night at number 3, Shannon Brown going Hollywood in L.A.
Oh, my goodness. What a great acrobatic move with Artest finding Shannon Brown.
At number 2, Ronny Turiaf rocking the pick and roll to perfection.
Sending it for Turiaf.
You can't have a prettier play than having him. And he dished it at the right time, and Turiaf was home alone.
And at the top of the food chain, Lamar Odom says no Kobe, no problem.
Odom taken inside with a great corkscrew move.
You can see why Phil Jackson didn't take time out. It was 9-0, and he let his team play through it.
So who was that in the number 15 Magic jersey Monday night? It was Vince Carter turning back the clock with a vintage 48-point performance. Good for Carter's 32nd career 40-point outing, but first as a member of the Magic. He helped put tie for the 4th highest scoring total in the NBA this season, behind Brandon Jennings, Andre Miller, and Carmelo Anthony. Vince Carter, our undisputed stat sheet stuffer of the night. And a few news and notes on the way out. Celtics captain Paul Pierce, who returned from a 2-game absence Sunday, was pulled out of Monday's practice early, the Truth dealing with a left foot injury, and wasn't said to be moving particularly well. That according to head coach Doc Rivers. Pierce questionable for Wednesday's game at New Orleans. Also, the Clippers' Chris Kaman will be a first-time All-Star this weekend. The big man chosen to replace injured Blazers guard Brandon Roy and will be on the Western Conference team Saturday night in Dallas. All right, that is going to do it from here. I'm John Anik. As always, we appreciate you watching the Daily Don, and as always, we leave you with the call of the night.
For the Magic, James Posey, an excellent defender, guarding Carter, got hit side of the head. Sangata over to help. Carter fires, yes, from downtown. It's the Vince Carter show here in the Magic Kingdom. The most points he has scored since April of 2006.